Hey guys, welcome to the RoundTable. Here at the RoundTable, we continue the conversations that we have had from Sunday morning and how you can have practical ways to help every person take their next steps towards Jesus together.
All right, welcome everybody to the RoundTable, episode number 11. Thank you for joining us, whether you're joining us online and watching or whether you're listening. We just encourage you to subscribe, go onto our YouTube, be a part of our journey, because the RoundTable is an opportunity for us to take biblical principles and learn a little bit more through the eyes of other people and be able to take it more than just a Sunday morning. So it's like continue the conversation. How do we be able to get that done? And what's great about year two, which is different than year one, you know, is now we have guests all the time.
I know, all the time.
It's just not us sitting back there like arguing with each other or laughing at each other.
Yeah, but that's fun too.
No, I know, but now we get guests and it's cool. And
people get to learn stuff from everybody. And
I know, and we get to learn stuff.
I know, I'm really excited to hear Corinne's story.
But no stage names anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, we got no stage names anymore. So Jenny was a guest, turned into a host, wanted a stage name, but has grown up since then.
I never wanted a stage name.
Nick?
You just wanted me to have one.
She wanted one.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, but
that
either
was
way.
last year.
Huh? That's what I'm saying. We're new this year.
Yes.
Yeah. So our co-host.
2.0.
Yeah, it's Jenny Walker.
Yes, that's me.
Yeah, and Corinne, who we're going to get to know later on, is our special guest. So we always start our segments with what's going on in your life. So Jenny, give us an idea. Like your life is like super exciting.
It's thrilling.
Have you led your dog to Christ yet? We want to keep.
I actually haven't.
Okay.
Now I'm feeling really guilty.
Remember this, Nick? Right? Like it was really worried. Did you see the
gosh.
podcast where she cares about whether her dog's going to be in heaven?
Oh, no, I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, and so now we told her that dogs don't go to heaven,
Yes.
you know, and she's still going to try to lead her dog to Christ.
Yeah, I did listen to the one where you would save your dog over a human
drowning
in the ocean.
And you are sitting beside her right now.
I still stand, but I did say people that I know.
Right.
So you guys are safe.
Right. Perfect. So tell us what's going on.
Let's see here. Pretty much nothing.
Nothing.
But you know what's really cool?
What?
Is it's not about me, but it's about my mom. She's going to Egypt on the 26th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
She's going with some missionary, and they're just gonna like walk around Egypt, and whoever comes in their path, they're gonna like try to lead to Christ.
Wow.
So they're going till the 8th, December 8th.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
And it was like so last minute. She was supposed to go before COVID, and then since COVID happened, she couldn't go anymore. But
I think I would be like, I don't get freaked out about it much, but going to Egypt maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't you think
Why is
Egypt?
that?
I don't know. I feel like I'd get my head chopped off.
I know. I'm really
Don't
worried.
they chop heads off in Egypt?
I mean, I guess.
No, I'm serious. I feel like with everything going on right now with like I don't even know what's going on, but you know, the bad stuff.
That was
Very informative, I know. But I'm just like seriously worried.
I had no idea what's going on, but I mean, there has to be something's happening.
I have this really bad
I don't
feeling.
know why Egypt. I don't know if I just have this feeling.
It's weird, right? It just feels like something bad's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about like Israel and like that area?
I wouldn't go to Israel.
Yeah,
like
I
Sherry
wouldn't either.
always wanted to go to Israel, and I'm like, I'm not going.
Really?
Yeah.
Never? You never want to go and walk in like the footsteps of Christ?
But when we did go to Greece and did the footsteps of Paul, that was awesome. Because footsteps of Paul was really cool.
That would be
to
cool.
be able to go through Rome and Greece and through that area. So that was awesome because again, lots of not that like the New Testament was about Jesus, but I worry a little bit about being in Jerusalem in that area.
Yeah.
Do you not worry about that?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's some fear there. But
only live
Is there anywhere? What?
You only live once.
No, I know, but I would rather not be tortured in a dungeon
That's
somewhere.
very true because they are doing that.
Yeah. Like after we got back from India the second time where those guys got arrested and, the mob like surrounded them and were going to burn them outside of the city. And
No.
I don't know. I think I have
that.
good faith, but I'm a little bit like nervous now. Like that whole idea. Maybe I shouldn't be.
When was that?
Probably 6-7 years into planning Life Church. We had taken a group before to go down there where I just traveled around and did like a gospel project. So I'd get on a train, travel to a place, preach the gospel, get on a night train. We did that for 17 days.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I got home and Sherry laughed because I get off the plane and she says, I looked like Saddam Hussein.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I hadn't shaved and
I'm surprised they let you on the flight.
Yeah, I know. Like they think that I'm the terrorist when you get on
borders,
there.
man.
Yeah, but anyway, when I got back from there, and then we did a clean water project for all the orphanages that we had built. So if you went into the orphanage and you tested their water, and you'd hold it up after you put the test stuff in it, you could see like worms and stuff. And these kids are sick all the time, but it's the only water they can drink. And to get water, you have to walk forever. So so we were doing the clean water project, and so we called it living water, and so we'd go and fix their water and then preach the gospel. And so there were 5 teams that did it, and we were spread out over all of India, and one of the teams essentially got arrested, put in jail, shackled up to...
So that could have been you?
Yeah.
You could have been one of those teams that got arrested?
Yeah, it was one of our teams.
Are they still there?
Huh?
Are they still in
prison?
prison?
No, so what happened is they got... You're not allowed to... So there's an anti-conversion law in India. So if you convert a Hindu to Christianity, it's sentenced by death.
Really?
So they told us when you're baptizing people, make sure that you baptize them out of sight. Well, our team didn't listen, and they baptized him in broad daylight in a park. And so a Hindu mob came to the house, drug him out the house, put him in a car, and there's 500 of them, and they were dragging the car with mopeds to the outside to burn it.
500 of them?
Yeah.
In the country?
Yeah, 500 Hindus.
Yes, I didn't know what to call them.
Yeah, Hindus came. Yeah, a Hindu mob
I
came.
didn't want to say the wrong thing.
The police found out that it was American, so obviously this is a big deal. So the police went, broke it all up, but then they put him in jail, and they strapped him to a wall that had blood splattered all over it, and came in and asked him, because we still have a guy to this day, I think I've shared this on the podcast, to this day, he denied Christ, and because he feared for his life, because they asked him what he was doing here, and he wouldn't admit it. To this day, he still has this, like, I can't believe that I wasn't willing to die for my Savior.
Wow, but he went over there knowing that and willing to take
Well, and again,
those
he was
chances.
arrested, he's standing there with a gun in his... And he
I mean,
knows,
what would you do?
I would die.
I would die.
Well, listen, that's what I say. You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's what I say.
I don't know.
Again, I'm not going to fault anybody. The point just was he had a gun. He's standing there shackled up. There's blood all behind him.
So he's
I would
scared
hope
here.
that I would, but he has children and wife. And I mean, you think about that.
That's true.
You know what that would be like. Anyway, they got to the second person, and the media came bursting in and started filming it on Indian TV.
So they had, okay.
So then because of that, they released him. We got him on a train and got him out of there.
Oh my goodness.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm a wimp now because
No,
I think
I
about
wouldn't
those
say
things.
that, but
No, I know. But I mean, I wonder now if
Thank you for making me feel so much better about my mother going to Egypt. No, I was already worried. Now I'm like really worried.
Okay, we're in Egypt, not India.
I need a week off. I'm going to go with.
Yeah.
Be your bodyguard.
Yeah. But anyway, it makes me think about that though, because now I never thought I had that fear, but maybe I do. Maybe I'm a little chicken now.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Corinne could help you with that. She's a therapist.
Help me not be a chicken?
No, to help you really understand what's going on, your underlying issue.
No, she'll say you're a big wuss.
Yeah.
That's what she's going to say. She's going to lay me on.
We can learn that.
She's going to lay me down on a couch and she's going to be like, yep, you're a sissy.
I've never been to a therapist's office that makes you lie down on a couch.
Yeah,
and
we
I'm
don't
sad.
do that anymore.
There's no couches
That's
anymore.
rude.
There are couches. We just don't make you lie down.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
At least
though.
I don't know.
Was there something behind the laying down
I
thing?
know. What was it?
Like in history of...
Do they teach you?
Yes, it is.
It is?
Okay, what was
Yes, it was. It's free association with Sigmund Freud, that if you laid down and you didn't see the person, then kind of free thought as you talk through and things come up.
Really?
As you kind of talk through, it helps you process. But
By not looking at somebody?
yeah, not having... The therapist is just there taking notes, and it's supposed to be like a separate kind of evaluation that's supposed to help you process through on your own.
That's
kind of
interesting.
thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know how effective it was, but...
Hey, listen, we all just learned something.
We did.
Huh?
I love that.
I actually feel smarter now.
I do too.
There you go.
I do.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
A lot of our guests make us feel smarter.
No, I know. It doesn't take much for me.
Me either.
You know, when our guests are on
know.
here, it doesn't take much to be like, my intelligence level just went up.
Same.
Yeah, anything else going on, Jenny?
Nope, not really.
Okay. Nick's laughing.
Maybe next week. I'm trying to prioritize my life.
The fact.
I can hear this. Yeah, I just hear out of the corner of my...
Check back with me next week. I'm trying
Nick's
to
dying
prioritize
laughing.
my life and get my life
Yeah,
together.
I mean, usually you have some sort of murder thing you're listening to or watching.
Oh, I mean, that's always a constant.
Yeah, but it's the same that it's been.
Yes. Nothing like too deep.
Have you listened to Murder in Alliance?
No. What is it?
Podcast.
Murder in Alliance?
Murder in Alliance. Yes. I just finished that one.
Is it how to
About to
kill
write it
people?
down.
It's not
it's
about
a
how
murder.
to kill people. It's a murder
I don't
podcast.
watch how to kill people.
No.
No, listen.
But I definitely know how.
Rayanne
Okay.
listens to podcasts that are about learning how to kill people. Let's be honest. Is that not true, Nick?
I would
Yeah,
just
she
come.
said
Don't
that.
you have pigs? I would just come out to you.
Yeah, they
And
eat
kill the
everything.
pig?
Yeah.
No, they eat everything.
Huh?
No evidence.
Eat everything, but the
No, I know.
bones?
If you ever make me
No,
mad,
the
you know what
teeth,
I'm
the
going to make
teeth.
you do? Do you know what I'm going to do to you if you make me mad?
What?
I'm not going to just let him eat you. I'm going to hang you over the pig pen and let him eat you from the ground up.
That's terrible.
Just saying.
No, all you would need to do is put me anywhere where there are bugs. I would not make it.
There's no bugs in a pig pen.
Nope, not
No,
at all.
no,
not at all.
not at all.
No.
I would no, I hate
Didn't you see that in Vietnam? That's how they tortured people. Like in Vietnam, they would hang you over a pig pen, and the pigs would start eating at your feet, and
Are you
eat their way up, and
serious?
you'd start bleeding out and being essentially eaten
I
alive.
just
Yummy.
don't think a pig would eat me. I just don't.
Have you ever been in a pig pen?
No, but I feel like I'm an animal whisperer. I swear, I don't think a bear will eat
What would you
me.
say to the pig?
Okay,
Some,
Nick, this
Yes.
could be something that we will test on the podcast. I'm gonna take Jenny out to the sow farm
We should really start going
with
out.
these 600-pound sows, and I'm gonna put her in a pen before they get fed, and then we'll decide. Before that, you said you're an animal whisperer.
Well, right, I need some food.
No, so there's like 25 600-pound
Okay.
mamas in there.
Oh my gosh.
We'll
mamas.
see. Yeah, they're
Their
mamas.
babies are in there too?
No, but they're sows. Like there's gilts who haven't had pigs yet, and
Okay.
sows who have had pigs.
See, I learned something
I didn't
else.
know that.
Yeah, a
See,
gilt
there we
is
go.
a mom who has not had her first litter.
Interesting.
After she has her first litter, she becomes a sow.
Why? Why is that a thing?
Meaning, like, who came up with that?
Well, like,
Well,
I'm
why
not
is that
named
important?
something before
Huh?
I had
Why
a
is that
kid.
important?
Yeah.
Well, the main thing is just like it would be for a mom who
Uh-huh.
has her first child, there's a lot more complications because of the size of the, without getting into a girl's anatomy.
I mean, we've gotten into worse.
Huh? I'm just saying, like, for a younger girl and her hips and the way things are, is the
We're talking
complications.
about pigs.
You're
Girl
asking
pig,
me
girl pig.
why this
They
is the
have
difference. So
hips.
listen to me. So the difference is that in their first litter, just like it is with your first
Okay.
baby, your hips have to adjust to be able to deliver the baby. So it's the same thing with a gilt. Like the gilts, if we're gonna farrow her in our farrowing house, so we have sows that we attend to and gilts you attend to, and you attend to gilts differently because, like, you sleeve. If you want to get into the real depth, so you sleeve a sow. So like when she's having her babies, and if she stops having her babies, then you put on a big
Ew.
sleeve and you go up there and you check her to make sure she doesn't have something stuck in her birth
Like
canal.
a baby?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that you can pull it so she doesn't die, from getting something stuck in her birth canal. With a gilt, you can't do that because
You
your
do
hand
that?
can't fit in.
On a daily
because you're so
basis?
small. They sleeve every animal.
Wait, who?
The people at the sow farm, the farrowing people.
They do that every day?
Yeah. Well, every day that these things are farrowing.
Right, but I feel like it'd
So you
be
just
a
stick
lot.
your hand down in the loop. Well, we farrow 110 pigs a week.
I hate sticking my hand in things that I don't know what's down there or up there.
So sticking your hand in a pig's vagina would not be like that.
No, not on my to-do list or that I find fun. But
So tell me this wouldn't be a fun segment for the podcast.
Oh my gosh! You know those boxes? What is that?
Yes.
Okay, what is
Jenny
that called?
goes to the farm.
Yes.
No.
Yes. We could get a video
no.
of Jenny in her overalls.
I don't know if I've ever been to a farm.
Yeah,
like
Jenny in
besides
her
like
Experience. There we go.
yeah, besides like a petting farm.
This isn't a petting farm.
I know.
This is a full-blown farm. So why you call them gilts and sows is so that people know that if this is a gilt,
Gotcha.
it's her first litter. That's why you have to take care of it that
okay.
way.
Makes
Got
sense.
that?
Got it.
Check.
Same as the difference between a boar and a barrow. You know the difference between a boar
No,
and a barrow?
I don't even know.
A boar is something that still has its nuts. A barrow is something that got castrated when they were...
Castrated.
Yeah, they get their nuts cut when they're 2 days old.
Oh, I was thinking like that meant burning or something. Like get them burned off. You know, like those things that like people like stamp you by with a thing of fire.
Yes.
That's castration?
I don't know.
What is that called?
Branding.
Yes.
Branding. Yes, because I saw it on Planet of the Apes and I've never been the same since. I'm like, oh my
If you would watch
gosh.
Yellowstone, they do the same
There
thing.
it is.
They
There
brand
it
them.
is.
They brand them.
Yellowstone. Here
That's
we
right.
go.
We should play
Brand
a
them.
game to how many times you say Yellowstone. Then we
Listen,
have to, I don't know.
Nick can attest to this. Corinne, have you ever watched it?
No, I have never watched it.
I know. I've
Corinne,
never-
so listen, Nick had never watched it either. Tell me now how you
It's
like
good.
it.
It's
Are you
good.
Like
you
really,
hooked?
really
I'm
good.
hooked.
Are you hooked?
I'm probably going to binge it at least one day this Thanksgiving break.
See?
Really?
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Yeah,
It, like, what is it intense? Is there like moments of like
It's like
you're not breathing because you're so nervous?
it's both. It's all of those.
It is?
It has a few racy
kill each
scenes
other?
in it, you know.
That's fine.
But no, I mean it's like I want to be Rip. Like
Okay.
when you watch it, that's who I want to be. Doesn't every man want to be Rip?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like every man wants to be Rip. So you're watching and you're just thinking like, that's who I want to be someday. Like I want to be a
Rip's
real man.
cool.
I want to ride a horse and beat people up and shoot a gun and
I feel like you're already there.
you know, it's like it talks to the inner man inside of all of us. Is that how it is, Nick?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Talks
to know.
Talks to the
I'm ready
inner
to buy a
man.
cowboy hat.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and get okay by Corinne to wear it on a Sunday
That's
morning.
right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if we have a different stage design, maybe it'll be okay.
Yeah, if my hat
Yeah,
doesn't
set it
blend in.
up.
Yeah.
So your face doesn't look like it's gone.
Yeah, that was
It's
an
okay.
issue.
Nobody looks at my face anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nobody's that concerned with my face.
Okay, Murder to Alliance.
Murder in Alliance.
Dang it, I knew it. I would forget it. All right. That's a key word. And
a good
two.
one.
Okay, so are we
Mess
good,
this
Jenny?
up. I think so.
You're good. Nothing else new.
Just check back with me next week.
Yeah, and we'll see if anything's better.
Oh, it will.
Yeah. Okay, because you'll be
'Cause I'm
talking about
dreaming.
your. Are you?
Yes. To
Is
get my
this-
life together.
Hey, is it the same thing as like we've done in the past? I mean, not to rat you out or anything, but you're also going to start journaling.
Listen,
You're also going to start
I
praying.
downloaded a journal app.
No, I know.
So
but
first step,
Nick
done.
support me. How long ago was it that Jenny's like, I'm going to start journaling?
You know, I think about it every
Season
night.
1.
That,
Was it season? Maybe like
But it doesn't-
first couple episodes of season.
no,
1?
I know. So how
No,
are you?
how-
How are you doing on your journaling?
Well, it's been in my head. So I haven't forgot about it, which
No.
is amazing because I forget about everything.
Okay.
So, and I downloaded the journal app.
Okay.
I just need to do it.
Okay. Yeah. So
But
we'll just,
I've been like mentally journaling.
okay. Yeah, it's exactly the same.
It
thing.
really is. I forget everything and it's great.
No, that's the point.
know.
Yeah, that's the point.
I know.
Okay. So Corinne.
Yes.
So tell us a little
Woo,
bit
this is
about
gonna be
you. So if people don't know, so Corinne has come on as our full-time worship leader, which we're really excited about, and again, really fits this whole series stream again because part of the neat thing in talking to Corinne, and maybe she'll share this, maybe she won't, but I'll give a little precursor. I mean, it's a big deal for you to walk away from where you were
Yeah.
into where you are. Like it was a huge step of faith, and you know, to watch you journey through the process was really cool. You know, to watch you were like, I don't know, but then still see God, and then get to the place where you are today. So tell us a little bit about you, you know, so we can get to know you a little bit, and then we'll get into, again, maybe some of your transition here and how that's going, and then also we can figure out what you like to read,
All the
watch,
fun
listen to. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Love
Okay.
it. Yeah, so I recently took a new job. I'm here at Life Church. Woo.
Corinne, how long have you been at Life?
I've been coming here since 2013. So 8
wow.
years.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
came during college. Right.
Yeah, this was the first church I visited, and then I didn't visit any others. I just came here.
Wow.
Felt like it was, yeah, again, the atmosphere, and I think, you know, everyone who's been on the podcast have talked about, you know, some reason why they stayed at Life, and I'm another one of those people. So
Which I think is a cool thing, like to students, because sometimes students, I don't know, see much priority in coming to church.
yeah,
You know, at least that's what we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you get a bunch in the beginning and then it tends to fade off where, and I'm assuming this is true. Like I didn't go to college, but I'm assuming it is pretty hard, you know, busy in your life. But, you know, there's been a lot of cases, Nichelle being one of them, you being another, where you found a lot of, you know, joy and you found your place. And then now here we are down the road and like God's got you involved. I just think that part's cool.
Yeah.
So 8 years. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're
you.
fine. I
You
think
went
it's
to
cool.
Huntington, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Huntington. So the thing for me too was, I mean, my parents live 15 minutes north of here. We went to church 15 minutes, in that direction in Fort Wayne. So, it was something that in college I really wanted to be intentional with getting involved in a church community. Really, it started as getting away from my parents and not being in,
sure.
that realm. But, I sat down with Lee Dowdy and had I remember having a big conversation because I came from a Lutheran background. So I was asked her a whole bunch of questions, what is your statement of faith? Like, when do we do communion? Like, what are all these? What are your statements on baptism? And all this stuff. And it's funny now just looking back. But yeah, Hillary Vaught was a big person in my life at the time. She's actually my cousin, which is pretty cool.
What?
Fun
Yeah,
fact
isn't that cool?
of the day.
Crazy. Boom.
No, I didn't know
Mind
that.
blown.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't even know your parents only lived 15 minutes away.
Yeah, they're just up the road.
I know,
a
I
little
didn't
bit.
either. I thought you were from far away.
Nope.
From
Yeah.
far, far away.
Far, far away. Yes. Not quite. But yeah, so my husband and I, Luke.
Who looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, by the way.
I don't know about that, but
Yep.
Yeah, somewhat
He
like
was
Arnold
his partner,
Schwarzenegger. He's
so-
Nick's trainer.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
it's
is.
intense.
well, Nick needs to step it up and keep coming.
Oh,
Nick.
Wow.
She just told you.
But
But he's doing a really good job
Of training Nick?
of all the things.
Can you tell?
Both.
Yeah.
No, but you've been super dedicated.
No.
I mean, I was trying to give you some credit.
No, I was
but-
watching him work out the other day, and he's like super intense.
Yeah.
Is that
he
his
is.
Nick or
Oh,
No.
Oh.
No, I mean nothing
Yeah.
against Nick,
Yes.
but
No.
Nick's still working on the killer instinct.
Yeah.
Like Nick has it in him, but he's bringing it out. It's coming. Like
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the time where Nick's just like.
I mean,
where
you've
there's
gotten him
like-
to speak really loud, so that's
No, I
good.
know. Listen,
know.
in the past 3 months, like Nick has been coming out of his shell.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like he's been. The next thing you know, the guy's gonna be like out there in the weight room with
Yes.
cut off shirt.
Yep.
He's gonna be growling.
Yep.
Throwing his weights down when
Yes.
he's done, and
I can't wait for that
That'll
day.
definitely be me.
Yes. Cut off crop top.
yeah. Sorry,
No,
yeah.
you're
So
fine.
Luke, yeah.
Yes, so we live in Columbia City. We've got a great dog. I know you've got a dog
You
as
do?
well. He's amazing. Yeah.
What kind of
He's
dog
great.
do you have?
We have a Bernedoodle.
Oh, I want a Bernie so bad.
A Bernie.
A Bernie.
There he is.
Bernie. Oh,
Wow.
that's right. I did know you had a dog.
Norman Bates.
Listen.
Oh, Norman Bates. That's from a show.
Listen.
It is.
Here's what I want to know, because this is what I think. So tell me if it's true or not. Everything
Are you
that's
gonna
been
be mean to her dog?
No,
I can take it.
I can ask a question.
I can't.
Every dog that I know that's been crossed with a doodle
Mm-hmm.
has a little bit of a wild personality.
Yes, I agree.
Is it true or not true in your doodle?
It is very true.
They are wild.
We shout out to Heaven Sent Training.
Yay!
I asked her to come on the show today.
Is she coming on?
I will remind her every day I pick up my dog.
Yes. So we had to take him to a 2-week intensive because he's been biting the crate and chipping his teeth off because he gets so anxious when we're
Yeah.
gone. So he's doing a little better. We're getting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a handful.
Yeah, but that's just what I heard is like, and when I see him or I'm around him, like anything that get crossed with the doodle is great for the house.
Yeah.
Because
And
like,
that's what, Luke is very allergic,
Oh.
so we have to have something hypo.
Yeah.
But it's
like
it's
the
a lot.
Isaac's golden retriever. I mean, you could sweep in a day and it looks like you just shaved his whole body the
Yeah.
next
Yep.
day.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so
You're
disgusting.
surprised they have hair every
It's
time
so
you
disgusting.
vacuum.
But I see why people do it, but at the same time, I wondered if it was, Okay.
Yep. So I'm here at Life Church, stepped into the worship leadership position. I had been working at the Children's Autism Center in Fort Wayne for 4 years. I'm still there in transition, kind of transitioning out of that. But I have my license to be a counselor, so I'm counseling as well. And doing that and getting my license and all that stuff.
Yeah, I told her that I was just going to show up in her office someday.
All my problems. I'll be
So when
ready.
you see a line on
I mean,
the
she
outside
has
of
the couch
Corinne's
in there.
office, we're like, you thought you were a worship leader? Oh,
Right.
no.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
Doors
made me
open.
think at staff meeting the other day how Corinne's sitting there back there like, I got a lot of work to do.
Right. Oh my gosh. What did I
Just line them up.
do?
Line them up. Maybe you should bring the couch thing back.
No,
Maybe
I
I
think she
should.
has a couch in there. I
I
think.
do.
Yes.
Yeah, come
But
lay
it's
down.
not black.
Why does it have
I
to
could
be
spray
black?
paint.
Doesn't the therapist couch like have to be black?
Leather.
Oh,
Leather.
No, it's
That's-
one of those. I think it has like the headrest. And you
Yes.
like
Oh.
lay back.
Yeah.
okay.
It's a certain name. I can't remember. But
I'm serious. If your door's
Like a
ever
twin-size
open, I'm
bed.
just gonna come walking in sometime
know.
and plop my butt down on that sucker and
Yes.
just lay there and start rambling.
and I'll just
did
sit
it.
See
there.
what happens.
Yes.
Poor
Interesting.
Corinne.
Tell me more. How does that make you feel?
Sorry to interrupt what you were doing.
No,
but
no. Yeah, that's about it.
Well, what are you like moving into this? What are you most excited about, or what are you most?
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, what are you most afraid of?
Yeah. Nick, what was that?
I mean-
wow.
We're getting deep in here.
I mean, yeah, because it's just so amazing because you stepped out you went to school for everything that you did. You know what I mean? So to come and completely get rid of that all of that time, not that it's wasted because you're going to use it on us, but but I'm just saying like that's amazing. Like that's a God thing.
Thank you. Yeah, it was not an easy decision, but it was also very easy to make.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. So let's talk through it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wanna
sure.
hear.
Let's talk.
Let's do it.
Well, you know what I mean, because I do think that in this, because we are going to get to this obvious idea of dream again. Why does God do these things? And so part of your journey was, I set my path. I'm staying in it. One of the things I learned about you in that whole process of just talking to you is you're very much like, it needs to go this way and then this way. And if we make a left turn, put on your signal because I'm going into the other lane. And
Yep.
you know what I'm saying?
Like,
While I'm in the
order.
other lane, it's going to take me 5 little markers and then I'm going to go back into the right lane.
Planner,
Oh, she's very like,
detailed.
yes. I'm very like thought out and meticulous. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like
very.
to see your annual or not annual report, but her auto or whatever the heck we had to
Actually,
do.
I think I gave you my
What's
my
it called?
She did. She blocked before all of it started. She gave me her time block
you
already.
serious?
She gave me a whole calendar to block out how she was going to spend her time here and how it was going to work and how she was going to make it all fit
How do you
together.
know that?
So,
just guesses.
Life is
but-
so, for me, just, I don't know.
oh no, I think some part of it's natural, part of it's
That's
not.
true.
But the point was, is
That's
you take
amazing.
a very much of a analytical, straight down the road thinker, planned everything out. It was going exactly the way they planned. And then an interruption or a
Yeah.
vision or a dream or something comes along. I mean, I think it's really important for people to understand how you work through that journey,
Yeah.
you know, and what that looks like for you. And so can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think it's important for our listeners to hear
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I think I've always said like part of the way that I process and kind of move forward is I do have this sense that like God has direction for me and he has a plan for me. And I don't know what it is yet. And like, I keep kind of taking steps. Those meticulous steps are a lot of me, but then also, checking in every now and then. So I had been going down this path of, so autism has been something that's big on my heart. I've worked with, kids for a couple years now. I have it in my family here and there. And so it's just something that I'm really passionate about. So I had been going down that path using counseling to try to create like counseling for families of autism at the place I was at. So that was this path I'd been paving. God was honestly, I think he still is moving in that direction. I don't think it's necessarily over yet. I think we're just
Sure.
kind of
Yeah,
changing and
absolutely.
moving forward. But so I had been taking steps. He had been providing space and time and resources and people. And And then you guys sat down with me in May or June or whenever that was. And I remember going to that meeting. I'd called my sister being like, okay, like I just led for Nichelle, like during her maternity leave. I think they're going to fire me. Like, I think I said, like, I don't know what's going on. Mike is going to be there.
Oh, so you didn't even know what the meeting was?
So I was like freaking out. I was like, okay, like, did I do something wrong? Like, oh my gosh. And I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Like
so
the principal's office.
Yeah. So then you guys had offered like, hey, this is what's going to happen. Like we see you in this role, in this place. And in that moment, it was like one of those like, crap. Okay. Like all of this past 7 years of listening to you speak has been like, you know, God brings things into your life at times when we don't necessarily want it or expect it, but like his timing is important. And so it was like, okay, this could either be like he's pushing me to like stay on my path or he wants me to change. Right. So those are my thoughts. And I went home and talked to Luke about it, thinking he would be like, that's so stupid, like worship leadership, blah, like I can't believe it.
We talked to him before. No, just kidding.
Yeah, prepped him. But because that had been like my experience with my dad, because he's more like, you know, go to school for something that's going to make you money and support you well. That totally makes sense. So that was kind of the thought I had thought Luke was going to have. And he was like, oh no, this is an incredible opportunity from God. And that was kind of the moment where I was like, oh, I really have to start considering this. Yeah. So I kind of pushed it off for a while. My work, a CAC that I was at, actually had like bought space for me to start a counseling center there.
Oh,
and
my
like,
goodness.
They're going to be able to use it and stuff. You know, it's fine. But it's fine. But so, I mean, like God, again, was kind of moving in that direction. So there was a moment where it's like, okay, do I need to stay on my path that I'm going down, that I've paved? Or is this something, you know, is worship leadership something that he wants me to do? And then I started hitting some barriers at work. And it was just interesting to kind of see how there were some barriers there, like my licensure I'm not fully licensed yet. So then like insurance, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't have a lot of direction. And then like, it was just like I felt just at tension with it. And I was just like talking with a few people. I got together with Nichelle, just like, hey, let's talk through baptism. And that's when she was like, okay, like you're still thinking about this. And so like September was when I kind of really started processing through. And I think what's been cool is to be able to see how in both situations where, you know, my path that I've been paving, God is still there. I think he's still moving and could have, you know, continued to pave that way. And I think God is also in this path. And it was just this cool place of both places were like, yeah, it's really up to you and your decision. Like you can do what you feel is right. We're going to support you no matter what. And like, I think you need to see what God has for you, kind of a thing. That's amazing. Which is, incredible to have that
for your
openness.
Other work.
Yeah. So, but again, it was like that feeling of like, I think this is the path that I need to go down of worship. And, you know, it's always been a part of my life. My family's always been musical. This is always the memory that comes to mind. My sister, when she was in high school and I was in middle school, she was having a birthday party. And I thought, to be cool, I was going to bring out my karaoke machine and sing them all a Backstreet Boys song.
We should do that. Which Backstreet song?
I think it was I Want It That Way.
Wow, we should do that together.
It was.
Do you even know the lyrics?
Yes. I want it that way.
Tell me why.
Keep going. Let's go. Come on. Like, we got to get to...
Tell me why. I don't really know all the words. But I do know the harmony.
Okay. See, we're just getting into it, and you guys just let it go.
I know.
I was over here. I was going to show Corinne.
I know. You were clapping.
No, here's what I was going to do. I was going to show Corinne that I really do have rhythm because she makes fun of me.
Well,
she's like out there. Yeah. Isn't that how the hillbillies do it? Somebody give me a jug.
Whoa.
Right? And now it works, Nick. You bring a big jug up there and you start.
No, do you want a beat?
That's how it works.
I learned.
Wait a second. I don't think that's how it works.
Yes, it is. You say boots and cats, boots and cats.
Is it true?
Yes, I learned it in rehab.
Corinne's, no.
Yeah.
No, Corinne's laughing because she knows it's
true.
It is a
That's
part.
how you
can't.
teach yourself to
Boots and cats.
whatever.
boots and cats.
Just cats and boots and cats.
If you listen.
Are we getting off the rails,
Oh
Nick?
my gosh.
Are we
Okay,
always?
got it.
Back on.
Anyways.
Well, here. So can I add something into
Sure.
it? So I don't remember at what point this was.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime during the maternity leave, Sherry and I had both said like something's changing in Corinne. You know, and I can just remember the day I came up to you after church one Sunday, and I just said like, I'm so proud of you. You know, and gave you a hug, and I'm like, something is different.
Yeah.
You know, and I felt from that moment on, I'm like, I think God's gonna do something with Corinne here, and I don't know what it is, but there has been something that was different than what was before to whatever that point was. And I don't know that if you felt that or not, but it was just like for us.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we could just see something coming out inside of you, whether it's an inner confidence or whether it's just God kind of revealing things. But I think that was a cool moment, you know, to see like, because I think God was doing something in that time.
Yeah, he definitely was. And I think, I know I've talked with Nichelle about this, but I'm a very like timid and fearful person. And so like confidence
That surprises me.
and I hide it. I tend to hide it okay,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
confidence is difficult for me. So like even like worship tryouts, again, like it was just, I think
Was
Nichelle
it like American
only,
Idol?
Oh my gosh.
No, not quite.
Amazing.
But it's so, there's so much anxiety that comes with it. So I was
Yeah.
only like playing keyboard for a year or two, like on the worship team. And so when she said that she wanted me to lead, it was like, oh my gosh, okay, like this is something that like I think I can do, but like I don't know if I have the confidence for it. And so through that time, I even told Nichelle, it was just like, it was really cool to see like the congregation support me, the people around me, support me. I mean, I still have a message that you had sent me on Facebook Messenger of just like the same thing. And, you know, Sherry said that like it's been cool to see me grow as well.
Yeah.
But it was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. And so like at the end of that time when Nichelle came back, it was like, man, that was okay. Like that was something that was, a lot different than it's been before and more fun than I thought it would be. And I was kind of like disappointed to step down. I mean, it felt comfortable stepping
Right.
down
Right.
and like back into that position, but
It's really neat though. God was showing you in a sense like what was to come. You know what I mean? Like I've been through those moments where it's you're in it and then you're out, but then that eventually comes true.
Well, and I think too, let's turn this into a little bit of what we talked about on Sunday. So
Yeah.
like from the whole dreaming aspect, so part of what you experienced, so you came to the place where there was no expectation of what you are today, right?
Right.
But there was an openness to step into a place that you hadn't been before, right? So part of what people need to remember about dreaming is sometimes it starts with being open, right? And so you were just open to say, I'm going to fill in, I'm going to take a step of faith. Then the other part of it that we talked about is, you know, our words to other people when it comes to people who have taken a step of faith and are trying to figure out that are so
Yeah.
important
Yeah.
because you're talking about things that, I mean, I don't know how long ago this was, but things that you remember. And I think that's important for us to remember that, first of all, don't give, I always say this about, you know, when you get done preaching and the same people tell you did a good job every week. Well, I mean, I know you're a liar. So, because it's not good every week. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when it is, and you need it, right? And so we should be encouragers. Like when we see people operating out of their giftings and we feel like that, we should go to them and we should encourage them because those are going to be the things that when you start running into
Yeah.
roadblocks or when you start hitting those walls, you're going to
Fall
go
back.
back and say,
Hold
but
on.
God confirmed it from, and here's a message, or God confirmed
Yeah.
it through what somebody said to me. So I think that's an important part for our listeners and for us to remember is you're a part of somebody else's dreaming process,
Yeah,
you know, and
definitely.
you need to engage in it, you know, and not just sit back and be like, oh, they did a great job. No, encourage them, let them know, you
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
what
that-
you see.
That's what like led her on, or you know, I mean, that was one of your main points of why you were okay with doing it was because of just for the outside people telling you that it was okay. And I think that's amazing.
But I think a tool, right? Like, so let's just use this as like, if you're out there and you're scared of dreaming or you're worried about, because I'm just going to use Corinne's personality. Corinne's personality tends not to open itself up that much to change. Is that fair to say? And I don't know that
terrifying.
I mean, I don't think see, I would think my personality is more abnormal. Like I would like everything to change. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying I would like everything to change. Like I would be okay if everything changed, you know, and it changed a lot. Like that doesn't bother me at all because I kind of like new things and want things to change up and be effective. So anyway, but I think majority of personalities would rather stay comfortable and in line, right?
Yes.
And so I think we're talking about the majority of personalities right now when we're saying, here's a tool that you can use when it comes to dreaming, right? It was as simple as saying yes to a request that made you feel uncomfortable, right? So it might not have been a dream, but it opened yourself up to what God wanted to say.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just saying yes. You know, I just think that's important for us to remember because sometimes I even did my men's group when we were talking last night and I asked them again, same question, what are you guys all dreaming about? Because we just got done reading in Acts that says if you have the Holy Spirit, you're going to prophesy, you're going to dream, and you're going to see visions. So there was 40-some guys sitting in the men's group last night. I said, so how many of you guys have either had dreams, visions, prophecy given from God? And if they are, what would they be? You know how many people raise their hand?
None.
0. And I'm just saying that can't be the way that it is. I mean, he says that because we have the Holy Spirit, that he's going to give us things, you know, and then we need to not complicate the process. I think some people think it's got to be this out there big dream. What Corinne gave us as an example of is she said yes to something that allowed God to speak deeper.
Yeah.
Right. And it was just a like, yes, Nichelle, I will help you out on a maternity leave. It is going to be a stretch, but not near as big as a stretch as being a worship leader.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a full-time, leave
Yeah.
your job, go into
Right.
that. And so I think we should learn this. I think we should all learn that it starts with, if you want to be a dreamer and allow God to do things, it all starts with a yes that moves you out of your comfort zone, even if it's just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I think it let God speak that way.
And even with that, I know you've talked about too about how even listening to the voice of God, and if you know, dream is the ultimate goal and kind of the thing we're moving towards. If we're not even, you know, listening to the Spirit saying, "Hey, go talk to this person.
Yeah.
Hey, go do this," and we're not taking those steps, then how can we expect the Holy Spirit to move us into this bigger dream?
Right.
So I think
Very
it even
true.
starts with like taking those little steps and trying to say yes to. Like, yeah, I'll go talk to this person or pay for this person's drink or,
Right.
you know, those
Yeah.
kinds of things. But
Yeah, and that's so one of the things I want to talk about, because at the end of the scripture in Acts 2 that we read, it talks, you know, like you're going to get the Holy Spirit, you're going to dream, there's going to be prophecy, all these things are going to go together. And at the end of it, then the idea is then all men will be saved, right? So you're given the Holy Spirit to give you the ability, and dreams and visions are to give you the ability to reach lost people, right? And I think it's part of what made me sad last night in our men's group, and it really makes me sad when it comes to the dreaming process, is that the reason he gives you dreams is because he wants you to reach lost people. So if you were sitting there, I'll just give you an example. So I shared this example with him last night, and put this in, Nick, as a make sure this becomes one of the clips that you show. So I said, when Lexi was writing,
Nick.
when or Jenny, whoever's doing it. So when Lexi was riding out at the Manassas stable, and so I decided to ride with her, and when we were riding out there, met these guys, I started roping with them. Long story short, they asked me what I did. Told them I'm a pastor. They gave the same response everybody gives when you tell them you're a pastor.
What do they give?
This is the reason I don't come to church.
Really?
Oh yeah, no. Every
They
person
say that to you every single time?
Every person
Anybody?
that I talk to, and they say, "What do you do for a living?" I'm a pastor. Well, just so you know, I mean, I don't go to church because
Really?
Yeah,
They
no, I
feel
think it's like a
they
common-
have
yeah,
to?
it's like if you say you're a counselor. Oh, here, let me tell you all the things.
yes, it's the exact same. It like opens up something. So they said, you know what? The reason that we don't come to church is because we rodeo every weekend. So I'm like, oh, that's sad. You know, here's a huge group of men every single Saturday don't know Jesus. What are we gonna do? So I go home, you know, pray about it, because my motivation in life, while I still have breath, is to reach people, teach people, and send people. Like that's my motivation for being here.
Right.
So if there's somebody to be reached, and there's a barrier to being able to reach it, my heart should yearn for those people, right?
Right.
Like that should be every Christian person.
Yes.
Every Christian person should yearn for those who are lost. So I'm yearning for those who are lost. Wake up the next day and be like, hey, I think we'll just do cowboy church.
That sounds amazing.
So I'm like, let's
Yes.
just go out there and why don't we
Yes.
just do church at Manassas Stable? So we went out there, country concert on Friday, barrel race on Saturday. Then we ended up doing a roping on Sunday, did church in the middle of it, baptized people in horse trough. In fact, the guy that I just got done hunting with, pheasant hunting, was somebody who's baptized in a horse trough at Cowboy
Really?
Church, that have now become a
cool.
long-term
That's
friend.
amazing.
But the point is, you know why we should be motivated to dream? Because there are lost people that God needs to use us to create platforms to reach those people. And so he's going to give you those visions and those
Right.
dreams because that's the motivation, right? And so I'm sad that you're not dreaming because it bothers me to know that there are that many people that are lost. It bothers me to think that there's just, somebody brought it up last night in small group in Huntington. There's this drug problem that's killing all these people and it's
Fentanyl.
terrible. And who's getting the dream, right? Like who's getting the vision on how to do this instead of just being like, oh, they're all drug addicts and they need to stop. Point just being is in the midst of this, our dreams are motivated sometimes by this idea is God's going to use us, in this to be able to do something that's bigger than what we were doing before, and that's some stuff that you talked about, Corinne, is it's not that either one of these paths were right or wrong.
Yeah.
Right. The
Right.
point
Yeah.
was you said this is where I feel like God wants me, because, that's where he's speaking life into right now in your life, and I think that's the other important thing is that this wasn't a decision of I hate my job and I want a new job.
Right.
Right. It was, I'm going to listen to the Lord.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
And you take that step now. And so with that, and maybe you said this, what is your greatest fear? Do you have a greatest fear now?
This is an interesting question.
Greatest fear just in general or greatest fear with
In
this
taking this.
specific?
Oh, yes.
Oh, do you have
I
a
know. I
great
wanted
fear?
to know general.
Do you hate spiders?
I thought we were
Do you hate
doing that.
spiders?
No, spiders are okay.
Can we
They're
please tell each
tolerable.
other's what's your worst fear?
Ooh.
That the rapture will come on a Sunday morning and the church will still be there.
Oh,
I actually have had nightmares about it.
really?
Jeez.
Like that I'm preaching and Jesus came and people in the church, and the reason that they're still in the church is because I didn't preach truth. So I'm very motivated to be
Wow.
Yeah, but
black and white because I don't want anybody to ever
Yeah.
believe, I don't want to sugarcoat any of it, and I want to do the best I can because it's seriously a huge fear of mine that for whatever reason I'll get up there and preach something and it's not clear,
But
and
honestly,
people will think they're okay.
That probably will happen.
What?
Yeah.
That people will be left.
I know, but I don't want it to be because my preaching and teaching was something that made people feel comfortable and okay when they're really not, So I want to
Yeah.
at least do my part.
Yeah.
So it
That's
is a
fair.
great fear of mine that because essentially I was a pansy or soft, no, I'm really serious.
Well,
sometimes this really happens.
Right, but I don't
Yeah.
think that with you. I would
But
say
part of the reason is why I'm motivated. It's my greatest fear in life.
Yeah.
That's what motivates me.
has it always been your fear?
Oh yeah, I've woke up I bet it's the one nightmare I've probably had 30 times in my life.
It's a scary
and it's just, it motivates me to just say, don't sugarcoat it. I know it's not going to be what everybody wants to hear, but it's the truth of the gospel. So let it land where it may.
Yeah.
That's my greatest fear.
I thought you were gonna say Egypt.
Egypt. That's right. I had totally forgotten about Egypt.
Not Egypt.
No. Okay. Good to know.
What's yours?
I don't know.
I know, right? I'm
That's
really
hard
trying
to
to
think
think.
You don't fear anything? Nick.
Oh no, I think I fear so many things.
Yes,
it's
it's hard to
Oh, there's
decide.
not one that's the
fear.
greatest
Yes.
one? Nick, do you have a greatest fear?
I don't know if it's a greatest fear. My fear is it's kind of like yours but to the sense to where Sunday will become routine
Oh, yeah.
and
Yep.
doing the same thing over and over again, and it's
Yep.
not with the expectation that God's going to move,
Yep.
but just the expectation of
Going.
we've got to get it done.
Yeah, for sure.
Mine's kind of along this lines, and I have a lot of fears like you do too, especially bugs. But talking about this has been, even since I've been young and before I even ever not thought about Jesus being real, I've always been afraid that no matter how many times that I've told God I believe him, you know, all those things. And to come in my heart, I always have worried that I'm not going to go to heaven.
Yep.
Even like all like as a small child. And you want to know why? I think it was because my grandma made me watch this old 1980 movie of hell.
And you've never forgotten.
No, I was so terrified. It was scary there.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
for sure.
I don't remember what movie that was, but it was the rapture and everything.
Yeah.
I remember after one of your sermons up here, I had to go talk with Hillary Vaught multiple months of just like, I don't know if I'm actually saved. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know.
Scary.
Like, I believe I am, yes, but like, what if I miss something? Like,
Yes.
what if I'm not doing the right thing? And it's just like, it's scary.
Yeah, it is scary.
But
Wow.
That's why I've always been
thanks.
afraid to die. Wait, what'd you say? There it is.
She says no thanks.
Yes.
Thanks. Well, do you have a greatest fear about like coming into the worship piece, or do you have a greatest like joy, like something you're looking forward
Ooh,
to?
both.
Yeah.
I want to know both.
I think I'm scared to, I don't want to say not measure up, but there is that fear of like there'll be expectations that I need to fulfill a specific role or do things in a specific way, or I definitely have like a people pleaser mindset. So even like as a leader, how do I listen to other people and their opinions, but not let it impact me and like not let it impact the way I do things. And
Twins.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's fun. But so I think there's just a lot of unknown of like, I don't know what this next step
Right.
looks like.
Yeah.
I don't know what moving forward looks like. I'm really excited about that as well. Of like, I think, be it my personality is very like, I like a plan. I like
for sure.
expectations.
Yeah.
I like to know what I'm doing. But I think this is one of the first times where they're like, isn't a plan? And I'm like, okay, yeah. Like I'm pretty excited about that.
That's
and it feels
amazing.
very like, yeah, God's got it. And I'm just going to follow him. And maybe it's going to be crap. And maybe it's not. I don't know.
But I'm okay.
But let that just be a lesson for all of us.
Yes.
Is that you can't have both personalities. Because I've heard people say like, my personality is more like out there, but I'm also planned.
Yeah.
And you're more planned and you can be out there. Like they can coexist together.
Yes.
I just think that's important to understand. Those two things can go together when we're operating in the right way.
Yeah. So I guess I'm really excited and looking forward to like what God is going to show me about myself and about like again, kind of the thing I've been saying is, or like thinking through is like, yes, the path I had created would have been good. I think, yeah absolutely. Like I
Definitely.
could have done some good stuff. And
You still
again, I
will.
don't think it's necessarily over. I just think like, no, that's not my path right now.
Sure.
But I think there are some very crucial things God is wanting to show me through this time. And that's really exciting.
Right.
I think that's what I'm excited about is like, yeah, what are the ways that God is going to grow me and shape me and show me new things about himself that I don't know.
Right.
Such
So-
a good perspective to look on it in that way. And you never know what can happen here. Like there may be some people here that need exactly what you have. And that could be, again, another reason to why you're here. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I'm just
thinking.
excited. I mean, and I told you this in our meetings. I mean, the thing that excites me the most, especially with people coming on and existing staff, is that I feel like my responsibility is to create platforms for dreaming, you know, and so my responsibility for the staff is just to really continue to create safe platform environments that are okay to dream. And we talked about this in the beginning because one of these things you said is like, I'm afraid. I don't think you used the word failure. I don't remember
I did.
what the word was, and
if
I
you
just
did, you
said,
would hear about it.
and I just always had said, like, there is no failure at Life Church other than doing nothing.
We should get that on a shirt.
You know, I'm just,
Should.
Yes.
Sweatshirts.
Yes.
Hats?
Something.
Yeah.
Beanies?
Beanies. Socks. Everything.
Scarves?
Henna? We can get a henna
gross right
tattoo.
now. You can't talk to
Braces?
him. He's playing
Yes.
a farming game on his phone.
That's rude. He's not even paying attention.
No, he was baling hay. It's okay.
That.
I'm not.
What?
I'm not.
What game is that? Is that the farmer
I'm
one on
just
Facebook
kidding.
that's like
I was
old?
kidding.
Not playing that.
Oh, you made
I
that
was
up.
kidding.
I
was
believed
kidding.
it.
Farmville?
Nick was
What is it,
busy
Farmville?
working.
Farmville.
Yes,
Yeah.
Farmville.
Yeah, I know.
Back
Nick was
2008.
busy working, and we were trying to talk to him. I was just saying he's busy right now.
He was playing Farmville.
Hopefully Heather doesn't listen to this one.
Why?
Because that's the part she'll hear. See, You're always on that thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
I can cut it out and edit it for you.
We could do that.
Okay.
No, so the point being just is, right, back to the dreaming. So we have an important environment. Like, I feel like it's my role as a part of other people's dreams. Like, my job is to create platforms for dreaming, and how we respond to people when they take chances, you know, and take steps is really important, you know, and how we create platforms to be able to get it done. Because if you create platforms that have these expectations, and this is what I've always said, I want Life Church to be known as God's church, no one else's. And the only way that that gets done is we do what he says, and it comes through vision and dreams, right? Because otherwise it becomes Corinne's church because she's awesome, or it becomes Nick's church because look at everything that Nick does. And I'm like, God-sized dreams takes all of us out of it. Like, there's nobody that knows what's happened at Life Church that would give any person here credit, right?
Yeah, God gets all the
There's
glory.
for sure, nobody would believe that. Like, if you know where it comes from,
Right.
nobody here has the ability to get it done. And that's, but that's important, right? And we try to create those environments. Like, let's live in those spaces, because no one should ever look at this and think that it's anything from us. And creating dreams and platforms to dream allows him to be put on display and not us. So we're getting to the end. So let's do final advice, Jenny. So for people who are at that place of maybe they're not dreaming or getting to the place where they're working through a dream, advice for our audience.
I don't know why I always have to go first.
Okay, Corinne?
Oh, no, I was going to say quit your job. And no.
Whoa, why did you just zoom in?
It's okay. Stay
was-
focused. Stay focused.
no,
Do you have anything? Either one of you?
Oh, I
thinking.
thought Corinne, sorry.
No,
I know.
that's
I
okay.
take a long time to process stuff. I put this meme. So this is my advice. This meme. It was like, well, great. Now I probably can't remember it, but it was something like, oh, it's if you say what a lot, which reminded me of you. It was like, I'm not deaf, which I am. I'm half deaf, which was funny about it. But my brain is like a Windows 97 something. I ruined it. I just ruined
No,
Right
it's
it.
now.
funny. It's
I
funny.
know.
That was good. It was good.
Lines.
Or Internet
okay?
Explorer, how it takes forever.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something like
It
that.
looked like you were trying to read off a teleprompter that didn't
Is that
exist.
what it looks like?
You were like
then-
looking over, like the teleprompter
Because
isn't moving,
that's
and it was
what I
really,
do.
it was really just your brain.
I know. I look in the distance and I like try to capture it and bring it back because
Yeah.
so much is going on up there.
Yeah.
I tell my doctors all the time. They don't listen to me.
Yeah. Well, I'll end it with this. Here's what I would say. This is that I think the thing that we need to remember is in that scripture in Acts 2, you know, so you can go back and read it. So in Acts 2, he says that when the Holy Spirit comes, all men, this is all men and all women will prophesy, all men and women will see visions, and all men and women will have dreams, right? And we need to remember, though, dreaming starts because you care about people, right? So let's make sure that the dream isn't about you, but the dream is about other people. He says, I came to seek and save lost people, to reach them, to teach them, and to send them back out. If your motivation is right, he will give you the dream. Sometimes if our motivation is the dream to get what we want,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, I just don't really know if he's going to give you that dream. But if your motivation is this and it's right, there are a lot of people out there today that they're not going to go to a better place, and they're missing, and they're filling their lives with things that are detrimental and destructive. And God, please give us the dreams and visions to create platforms that will give them a chance to hear the gospel. Like, if we start at those places, I just think then we can say, like, then there's a movement of God that can happen. And we want to be a part of that movement because it's his and not ours.
Man,
right?
it's real because,
Yeah.
I mean, both of our fears were afraid to
Yeah.
not go to heaven.
Right.
But I do think, so my advice would be, is something that you said in the service. It was, if you need to start dreaming, is to look like where your heart is, what you care about, things that you're passionate about, because there are so many things and so many reasons to how you could help
what breaks your
change a
heart?
life. Yeah.
You know, I hope something today breaks your heart.
Yeah.
You know, I hope something today you're passionate about. I hope something today is something that'll get you motivated to want to hear from him.
I think
think-
everybody has something.
And I think too, even if, like passions even if you're confused, like, what is my passion?
Right.
Start with God's passion.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
what you said, you know,
Yeah.
on Sunday is, you know, we have this call to, you know, spread the word. And
Right.
like, even if it starts with listening to that small voice
Right.
of go talk with someone, you never know if, you know, you're going to be roping with someone
Yeah.
and then
Right.
you're able
Right.
to bring that,
Right. Yeah, you never
there.
know.
So
Yeah.
It's like the big picture. People, when they think about dreaming, they think that they have to have it all together, or I don't know, or it's unattainable, but it's just like, I think we're thinking about it, and this is myself included, too much. We're
No,
thinking
for
about
sure.
it way too much.
No,
start
I mean,
with
again,
obedience.
Yeah.
Yeah, start with the motivation to be obedient to God
Yeah.
and listen to what he says, and have the motivation to reach lost people. And why wouldn't he reveal dreams? You know, just, and again, we're talking about small things. You don't have to talk. It didn't have to be cowboy church. I was just using it as an
We
example.
should really
yeah.
do that, though.
I was just using an example. If there's a platform and we can reach people, why wouldn't he reveal it, and why wouldn't he resource it?
Right.
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 That's where I'm at. Okay, fan segment. What do we-
Fan segment.
Well, weren't
So-
you going to ask me about what I'm listening to?
Oh, my
I've been
Oh,
planning.
wait a second.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
sorry.
How
We
did
just-
we say
Listen, you had
something?
such exciting things to jump into.
did.
Okay, so what is it?
Hair flip.
Tell us.
Well, I've been listening to a podcast
back.
recently. It's called Knowing Faith. It's
Really?
amazing.
No, I've been
Knowing
looking
Faith.
for-
Knowing Faith. Yeah.
Okay.
Jen Wilkin, who's the
I feel
How do
like
I
I know
know
her.
her?
the author of our small group. I mean, the author of the
Yes.
book
Yeah.
that we go through. She's a pastor out somewhere in Texas, but
Okay.
it's these three people: Jen, Kyle Worthy, and JT something. I can't remember his name, but they go through and just talk about like different theological perspectives or like different. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, it's been really, really amazing to just listen to that on my way into work, and just like Christology, and who is the Holy
Yep.
Spirit,
Yep.
and
Yep.
you know, what is revelation and all
Yeah.
this stuff. So
Yeah.
Knowing Faith.
There you go.
Knowing faith.
Got it in.
Yes, because
Okay.
I have been needing something more positive in my life, because
Because murder shows give you weird dreams.
they are really good. It's
They're
just
good.
sometimes I don't want to be in
Yep.
that mindset.
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree.
Right. Okay.
So thank
Fan
you.
segment now.
Fan segment.
Fan segment. So this past week we.
Yes.
Woo! This past week we. Dang it! I just wrote on my pants, I think. Anyways, I don't know what I just said.
Fan segment.
The fan segment. We are.
Windows 97. Read the
Okay,
teleprompter.
so this
Read it.
week,
Can you
we
just
really-
read the
can we get one?
teleprompter?
Can we please get one?
Read the teleprompter.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Anyways, so the fan segment this week is send us the picture of whatever you're grateful for. Yes, it is.
Okay.
here we
And
go.
drum roll.
Drum roll, and if you send in your picture, and
Yeah.
we
What were they
vote
supposed to
for
send their
it,
picture into? Remember?
The RoundTable at lifehuntington.com.
Why do we want people
And
to do this?
Send
Like-
us your pictures.
Wow, there it is. Look at that.
Comments.
Yeah. Nice.
Questions, feedback. If you want to be a guest on the show, how you're doing today. Literally anything and everything, we will respond.
Okay. So the way we entice you to do it is like,
$10 gift card.
yeah. If you win the fan segment.
Yep, here
There
we
it
go.
is.
And the pressure.
And Mike said
is
not to
intense.
send dogs, so I was specifically, I sent a dog.
You did send a dog. You did. So I'm grateful
Just in
for the
spite.
sun, my dog, and yeah, life.
Okay.
This is
And
also by
so now
Jenny.
it's getting more serious, which I
Oh,
hate to
wow.
be serious, but so I am grateful to be alive.
Is that you?
Yes. So that was after one of my worst overdoses.
Hmm.
That when I actually did die. That's a whole story for another day. Anyways, that was in 2016. So I am grateful to be alive, because I should not have been in that moment and many others. But I'm also grateful to be where I'm at mentally today.
Yeah.
Because it took a lot from there to today.
Yeah,
Awesome.
And there were years before that
Wow.
too. And I'm grateful for those are my two nieces,
Aw.
and then my mom.
And you made pumpkins.
Yes, we were at Board and Brush.
Great
Oh,
place.
It was
wow.
my first place, or first time I'd
It's a
been there.
great place.
I
isn't
know.
It? Isn't it so nice?
I really want to go back.
you
Because
been?
I didn't.
No.
I
You
didn't
should go.
paint those.
It's great.
Guys go to
they've
Board
got
and
wine
Brush?
slushes,
Yeah.
So, and that's my
Hey.
dog. That's
What's
Too
your
bad
dog's
he's not
name?
smiling. We could see his front teeth that are chipped.
They're not cute.
Aww.
This is Norman Bates.
Oh, that's right. Duh. I
yeah.
knew that.
This is my nephew Harlan and my niece Adelia. I think that's
You are making me feel a lot better.
Della.
It's either way. They're not watching.
Yeah.
And there's my stunning husband
There
and
he
my other
is,
nephews.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. In the flesh.
To him?
In the flesh.
It'll be 4 years in March.
How long have you known him?
A while.
College?
4 years in
for
1
college.
month.
There we go. And
It was a quick
Very
hookup.
quick, very quick.
Yeah.
No. This is my family.
Holy crap, you have a
Wow.
big family.
Yeah,
You
it's my
do have a
mom's
big
my
family.
mom's side. We love beaches, and then my
Aww.
other family who are great. And I think on there the next one might be this is my nephew.
Yes.
I put that in there for you.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep,
Right
some
there.
cowboy action
Cowboy.
here. And then as well, my
What?
mother and father-in-law.
That
is amazing.
perfect.
They printed it
Are they
out on like
funny?
a big picture and have it on their mantle and on the
I'm
fireplace.
seriously
They
going to bring my
look
357
fun.
in next week.
You can't.
Why?
Because I can't be around guns. No. As long as you hold on to it.
Oh, I
This is my
forgot this.
snake.
I forgot you guys were snake
This is
people.
Bathsheba.
Ew, what do you mean
And
you're snake people?
This is Bathsheba.
Yeah, no,
We're
they're snake
friends.
people.
You
Yeah.
have that in your house?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's gonna make a nice little
Aren't
cage.
you afraid it's like gonna get out and like...
No, actually.
nice?
I mean, spoiler alert. Luke's been wanting to. His dream involves something
raise them?
like this. He wants to talk to you about it.
Okay.
Just
What?
think about it.
No,
We'll
you
see.
Suspense.
You
We'll
can't
have to
say.
see.
Yeah, you gotta
I
wait.
can't.
You need to have Luke on the podcast.
Okay.
Boom.
There you go.
That'd be fun.
There we
He's
go.
fun. They're
Everybody
fun.
wants to see Arnold
both fun.
Schwarzenegger anyway.
I really like them.
Arnold
Not
Schwarzenegger?
me.
Yes, all of them.
He makes me sweat. Like workout sweat.
Right.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
Well,
Every
he-
time I see him.
When we
just-
you
used to work
immediately
out,
start sweating.
he used to make me cry every time. That's why we don't work out together
He did
anymore.
bring that up
Yeah, he
once.
does that to me too.
He did bring
awful.
that up. Yeah.
He's
Well,
just very
you
intentional.
do have 5 punches on your card in there.
Oh,
2.
right.
No, 6, my bad.
Okay, so this is our last one.
Yes.
Are you
This is
reading
from
it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and read it.
You got this.
I didn't make it through practice. Here we go. This is from Charity Little, by the way.
So imagine a woman's voice.
It says,
Do your girliest
you
voice.
might think by looking at these is that the person I'm thankful, grateful for would be my husband, which I am, but in this case, he is not the man I'm speaking of. When I first heard the category for the fan segment, this was my first thought, but was hesitant about it all week, thinking I wasn't worthy enough to say I'm grateful for this man because we are not in a personal relationship. But I know these are lies, and I let the enemy have a seat at my table. I've always believed that the earthly father is one of the first examples of the heavenly father. My parents divorced when I was young, so I've never had the father figure bond people talk about that I know we all crave for. This is why I love God so much, is that he is the father that never fails me, even when I fail him at times. But why I'm so grateful for you, Mike, is that for years you have been the father figure I get advice from almost every Sunday. The one who mentored the man I got to marry and helped him become the man he is now. The calming voice that's played in my house when we watch past messages or the RoundTable, LOL. I have attended multiple churches in my life, but I have never seen one shine Jesus as much as this one. For your authenticity, integrity, and mostly for your love of Jesus. Thank you for being my father at a distance, as weird as that sounds, LOL. You are truly loved. Thank you.
I
I
love
feel like that deserves a hand clap.
I know.
Okay, so time for us to vote. So, Jenny, do you have a vote?
Oh my gosh, this is really hard.
And you can't vote for yourself.
I would never do that.
Yes, you would.
No, I
Who
would
do you
not.
vote
Yes, you
for?
would.
Who are you
I
voting for?
vote for. This is really hard. I don't like this feeling.
I vote
Why?
for charity.
Yeah.
I know. I want to
Same.
vote
That's
for
a good
you
one.
because you're
It's
right
okay.
there.
It's okay. It's fine. I won't take it
Like
personal.
my heartstrings are pulling towards her.
Yeah.
But you should send one in next time and I'll pick you.
Jenny the peacemaker, right? Okay, so what does Charity win?
She wins a $10 gift card to Cafe of Hope.
Yay. Woo.
And it will be in the cafe So you go and get it there.
Okay, well, you don't have to tell her you know Charity, right? So you can talk
Yeah.
to her. Yeah. So maybe you just hook up with Charity and say,
Okay.
here's your, not like, hey, it's dropped off, come and pick it up.
I
What if
mean,
she
I-
doesn't even listen to this?
Okay. But, well, I would. Anyways, so next week, send us your picture from Thanksgiving. So it can be live in the action of you basting that turkey,
Or you watching the Bears destroy the Lions.
or that too.
Or
Yes.
taking a nice nap.
Yes,
Or taking a
naps,
nap.
Or you like do something funny to your brother while he's taking a nap. That's cool.
Either way, send
Yes.
those in.
So just have a good Thanksgiving and send us in your pictures.
All right. All right. So thanks everybody for joining us this week. Again, remember to subscribe, share when Jenny puts out there on Facebook. If you can take an opportunity to share the links towards the podcast so we can get more people listening and being a part of it, we'd really appreciate that. But we just thank you for listening and watching here today. And we look forward to connecting with you guys again next week. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.